There is little success where there is little laughter. If I work hard enough, there will be things I can do tomorrow that I can't do today. I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. Hence the saying, the enlightened ruler lays his plans well ahead. The good general cultivates his resources. The smallest light has greater power than the largest darkness. Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it. From a certain point onward, there's no longer any turning back. Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. That is all very senseless, but this senselessness has a pretty mouth, and it smiles. A whetstone, though it cannot cut, may sharpen a knife that will. At the heart of nature's mystery lies another mystery. He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. In order to form an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, one must, above all, be a sheep. So many people love you. Don't focus on the people who don't. Those who realize their folly are not true fools. Human beings must have action, and they will make it if they cannot find it. The world changes. We do not. Therein lies the irony that kills us. People, in general, would rather die than forgive. It's that hard. Maybe some things aren't meant to be known. Maybe they're just meant to be accepted. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. More powerful than the will to win is the courage to begin. A path doesn't appear on its own. We've to make it, and we can make it. I never trust frank and simple people whose stories hold together. If you want to lead them, you must place yourself behind them. The most important person you meet in life is your highest self. Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question. Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons. Don't react, cut them off silently. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. Crying can bring relief as long as you don't cry alone. Things don't happen for no reason. They happen to teach you something. I only want to write, and there's no college for that, except life. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. Without knowing the force of words, it is impossible to know more. No matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that's the exciting part. The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom. The longing for paradise is man's longing not to be man. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. Every ounce of my cynicism is supported by historical precedent. I've never had anyone's approval, so I've learned to live without it. In conflict, Straightforward actions generally lead to engagement. Surprising actions generally lead to victory. But you don't have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. He was a lonely ghost, uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Sometimes I think my head is so big because it is so full of dreams. To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. Perfect happiness is the absence of striving for happiness. Sometimes when hardships knock, it's just life. Do not take it personal. Be mindful, be grateful, be positive, be true, be kind. I do maintain that if your hair is wrong, your entire life is wrong. Life happens, shit happens, and it happens a lot, to a lot of people. Adversity discourages losers. Adversity inspires winners. If you remember me, then I don't care if everyone else forgets. My only advice is to stay aware, listen carefully, and yell for help if you need it. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Men don't need linguistic talent. They just need courage and words. The fruit of empty hopes is more bitter than the saddest truth. They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same. Life is fragile. We're not guaranteed a tomorrow, so give it everything you've got. The butterfly counts not months but moments and has time enough. Every man reaches his destination if he just keeps walking. Deeds will not be less valiant because they are unpraised. There are routes not to be followed, armies not to be attacked, citadels not to be besieged, territory not to be fought over. Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. If the enemy has occupied them before you, do not follow him, but retreat and try to entice him away. It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile. An opinion should be the result of thought, not a substitute for it. Having the life of your dreams is simple. Make conscious choices. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. If you can feel the future, then you are about to experience it. Tomorrow hopes we have learned something from yesterday. The journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination. Those who win never give up. Those who give up never win. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. Truth often sacrificed for the sake of stability and peace. It is better to be divided by truth than united in error. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. The most dangerous of all falsehoods is a slightly distorted truth. In warfare, there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent will succeed and win. A conscious human is driven by their conscience, not popular opinion. Knowledge is responsibility, which is why people resist knowledge. Do what is right, not what is easy, nor what is popular. An education is not so much about making a living as making a person. There's more to life than simply increasing its speed. Those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries. But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. It is better for the heart to break than not to break. Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the 4 seasons, they pass away to return once more. Know what you want, work to get it, then value it once you have it. Success, for most people, requires unlearning as much as learning. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are.